a different format today. Kind of just show you guys a little bit of my morning with the winter. It's a very beautiful snow covered, just snow everywhere. Currently the high is 19 degrees. And so, gonna go feed the quail. I already took care of the chickens. That's not something I can do single-handedly, so too many buckets to carry and lots going on in there, but I'll give you a peek at them. They're not coming out in the winter weather for the last week or so, so they're in the barn, really warm and hanging out. My Bob White's yelling at me, and I forgot to give them their food because I was too busy chasing the other chickens away from the baby chickens' food because they don't like to share. But good morning, guys. Did I forget to give you your food? The Frankenstein. That one's Blindy. She's blind, but she really likes to hang out by the light, so that's why she's always at the front. This is Frankenstein. He sings to us a lot. These three Bob Whites are kind of special little guys. They, so Blindy was hatched out blind, obviously, so my daughter's named her Blindy. And Frankenstein he's a little ferocious sometimes, very much a male Bob White. Frankenstein was hatched out and he was stuck in his egg, and I was having really bad luck with these hatchings, and this probably because of inexperience with hatching Bob Whites, but he was stuck in his egg, so I helped him out, and he just had the weirdest looking head and bulgy eyeballs. We're like, whoa, you look like a little monster. We were sure he was going to die. We just kept calling him Frankenstein. He survived, so we hatched out about, I think there were 12 Bob Whites out of 35 eggs. It was not a good hatch rate. I will do a separate video on Cotornex versus Bob Whites, but they are definitely nowhere near the same. And this one is just a random one we decided to keep so we could keep 3 of them. He's a little bit more shy. We thought he was a girl. We were going to give Frankenstein 2. Sorry for the wire, but he's pretty. They get along for right now. But yeah, I'm going to give them their food because goodness knows. Hi, guys. Sorry about that. Yeah, you have your water, but I spill your food everywhere. So sorry. Don't jump down, Blindy. Stay inside. It's cold. So there's their food.
Here.
Say hi, guys. So that's that. And then there's these guys looking for treats. Good morning again. Yes. All right, back to the quail. The quail need water. This is our other rooster, Clark. He's pretty. Oh. All right. It's a good thing I checked on them. The Cape whoopsie. But I regularly check them quite often, so I keep the quail food on this side. I believe we have kitties. Someone is living in our barn. Little baby kitty paw prints everywhere. Thankfully, not raccoon prints. To keep the quail food on this side. So, and I'm going to ask you to ignore the mess, which thankfully you can't see because it's too dark in here. We don't have lights in the barn, but right at the moment I'm mixing chick food in with my quail feed for the extra protein because they're not laying eggs anyway. I have one super layer. She lays eggs. I don't know which one she is because I was attacked. I made a mistake on the quails, and that I did not keep them separate until out of the aviary until I figured out which ones lay really well. So I would redo that for sure, but she's a super layer, and she definitely lays an egg pretty much every day, even though it's really cold and she doesn't have lights. And hopefully I can figure out which one she is. So I'm just gonna go ahead and flip you guys around so that you can see the beautiful snow instead of my face. So what I do is I just bring out hot water. The watering system that I had showed you before, I attempted to insulate it some, but the little cups don't work, and so all the water doesn't freeze, it leaks out. And that wasn't good for the quail hutch because of the fact that it's getting all wet. So I just eliminated that. Then go to the farm store today and pick up some rubber pans. Oh, little kitty pal. Sorry, squirrel. It's a kitty pal. I feel so bad for the little kitty. I don't know where it's living, but not in my house. So the structure here is quite covered in snow, which is nice because it keeps it a little insulated back there. Hi, guys. Where are you? Let's see if I can get in here. It's not frozen. Husker. So they're doing pretty well. As you can see, it looks vastly different than last time. I have built them forts to give them nice warm places, but they pop out from everywhere when I come in here and they run away because the cold weather apparently makes them more afraid of you than the warm weather does. And it could just be my hat and my... There they are. Hello. Is it chilly today? Anybody shivering? So, I'm not really out of feed yet, but I just pour some of that everywhere apparently in their feeder. So the hardest part is the water. And on the other side, so this side for the water, I use this galvanized steel and I tried to insulate it some. The water up in the top doesn't freeze. The water at the bottom does, so that obviously doesn't do them any good. But I fill that with hot water every day. And these guys will not appreciate me. Hello. Good morning, little guys. So over here it's significantly warmer than over there. So I have some Smarties. See, there's that one egg that was laid last night. Hello, guys. Hey, can I have your egg so I don't forget it? It's probably frozen. Oh, no, that's it. It's just covered in poop. So they stay pretty warm over here. Nobody's shivering so far. It's supposed to be very cold tonight, and so pretty much a record low for this time. And I'm a little worried about them. But over here, when I checked the temperature last time, because I have a switch bot in the wall back there to compare. When I checked it, they were at about 8 degrees warmer than the other side of this plastic. Whoa. My pouring skills are terrible this morning. Anyway, that's these cows. They're cute. They're bickering and fighting. So their water actually doesn't freeze too much over here, so I switched to this pan. I'm going to switch it, clean it out, but as you can see, I did this yesterday morning, and it didn't get above freezing, and it stayed pretty liquidy. My main concern was them not being super smart and falling in, but that did not happen. So we're going to just take the pan out and hopefully not spill it absolutely everywhere. And we did. Once again. So I know they make a lot of different methods for keeping water not frozen, or birds heating pads and stuff. We don't have electricity out here. We have it in the garage that we could run it out here with some cords. But overall, so far don't feel like I need it, because the fact that they just haven't had frozen water, even though technically crop sites technically they it's been below freezing. So the pot, watch out, little one, you're in the space. Can you move? Thank you. I buried the pan a little bit. That'll help insulate the water, but also give them a little bit easier ability to actually drink it. So I'm just gonna make it as level as possible here and pour it in there. It's hot water, so you can see it's kind of steaming. Watch your little head. People won't like it hot. The ice in the pan should cool it down. They're gonna make it dirty within about 5 seconds. I have yet to discover a method to keep quail water clean. I don't think there is one, but if any of you know of a quail water method, clean method, hey, you guys are jumpy this morning, like maniacs. You're cute. Please, share with me the insight. So I built these guys a little fort because they're not the smarties of the bunch, apparently. They like to stay on this cold side, which maybe they're just warmer than the other guys. But I wanted to make sure that they had a space they could hide. And so brought some branches in from a tree that I don't like, so I chopped those down, throw some straw on top, buried them as much as I could in there. So for the galvanized steel, definitely does not stay unfrozen as long. It just whack up the ice, and then the water comes out, so it just freezes again. So I just pour the hot water into the bottom right there. That helps to keep it available for a little while for them. And that is quail morning. So I'm gonna clean up the chicken coop. Overdue. It's usually my Sunday task, one of my Sunday chores, but I didn't get to it this past Sunday, so I'm gonna do it today. It's pretty straightforward. I'm gonna talk about a little bit. This is a chickshaw, which I thought was in the other video, but it's not. It's basically a chicken tractor similar to Laura's on wheels, and has the door and everything. So we used some pretty big wheels on the side. This is based off of just your roads pattern plan for the chickshaw. We normally keep it outside in the springtime, in the summertime, but it's in the barn right now so that the chickens have a place to go that's not windy in the cold. Yes, it's very cold outside. As you think, most of the chickens are trying to chill in the back left of the chickshaw. There's my where'd you go? Reward. Lovely little moonshine. She's one of my favorites. We don't have favorites, remember. The chickens, definitely, we don't keep favorites. So there they are. They're a little chilly. Not like on the cold, but there's no wind in here, so that helps quite a bit. But so when I clean out the chicken coop, I just literally pop it open. And a couple of things. The pattern for the chickshaws falls for a specific wire square width
so that it's bolstered. I highly recommend that for the bottom, because we don't use that width, then poop doesn't fall through. We didn't have that width, and so we didn't use that width. But I just place shavings on the bottom, and I know I have straw to help keep it warm. So what I do is I just use my garden shovel, it's about this size, and I'm going to use my hoe, the shavings, and the hay make it super easy to get out as compared to the wire just being holding all the things. I'm finding these treats right now. You gave me all the treats this morning. Chickens like treats more than dogs, honestly. But I'm hoping the sun maybe make it in there. Bugs are very full of tunes. It's like, there's the sun, guys. You're so happy about the sun. Hasn't been out in a couple days. So, before we get into it. So I'm running out of the grass clippings, and I like to keep that for the Bob White cage. So I'm just going to use the thicker straw that I have with corn over here. I was trying to see love. So when we I'm going to bring it to straw for let me left. Is this thick straw? I'm gonna I like to keep it just kind of around the edges, locally. And I will put shavings on the bottoms. Okay. We turn it on. Because it's not quite as nice as the taste. So that. Just throw it in like that. So then I'm going to just take some shavings over that here. What? That's sticky. The stuff. So the grass clippings keep the shaving from falling through. The straw kind of keeps it from falling through. And use the large. So no, there's not so much as I. Well, there's this big crop very nice these days. That's not a carrot, so he did. Sorry, I didn't mean to die. My hands are cold. I can't do anything he wants. She quite impossible for me, though. Winter gloves are kind of these people really work with. Go see what you do wire kind of stuff. So that's how I clean out the chicken coop. Pretty easy, straightforward. Absolutely not time consuming whatsoever. So you're enjoying the sun over there. Finally, we haven't had any sunshine in quite a few days, so I'm gonna leave the barn door open wide as I can for as long as the sun is shining into it, so that it can warm up, and then I'll close it back up to try to keep a little bit of heat in. Our next summer project will be making the barn more insulated. So like I said, the straw all goes straight to the compost, which I will show you my compost now, where I keep it. It's buried in snow, but I'll just give a brief, quick overview of how I'm doing it. As many of you probably could guess, I chaos compost, so it's not. I think she thinks she needs to go to the compost with me. Come on, pop out. Chickens are funny. As you guys probably guess, I love chickens. They're hilarious, ridiculous, and very dramatic. But yeah, so I chaos compost pretty much. I was gonna start with a system of the 3 pallets, and we built one box of pallets, and it worked out fine for me to dump stuff in. I made a mistake. Surprise. So we had these grain bins here. We had 3, and this one we sold, and I picked it up. It was full of, not full, but it had quite a few soybeans left. And so I thought, well, they're going to rot, and they're still bad to run. So I decided to throw it into the compost bin. Then I left the lid off the compost bin. It didn't work. No, wagons are hard in the snow. So here's the original compost bin that we built out of some pallets that we had here, and it has a lid on it, which we just lift up, which is currently frozen. Anyway, so we were dumping stuff in there, and I put all the soybeans in there thinking, oh, this will make good fertilizer later because they're rotting anyway. But they all got really mushy and sank to the bottom. So there's a layer of disgusting soybeans at the bottom, and then lots of random gobbledygooks in there. So I decided to abandon this particular pile, and I'm starting a pile here on top of the concrete where the silo or the grain bin was, so that way I can keep up with it better, mixing it more than I did before. But the other one, mixing it was super difficult due to the fact that I couldn't get into it as easily as I wanted to at the front and everything. So normally I just pull the wagon up. Chaos, as I said. So there's no particular method to the madness. It's just mostly madness. Dump it. And that's that. Kitchen scraps will go in with that as well. And then I will get around to turning it as needed when it is a. So that is my compost bin. Yeah, very easy. I don't know that I'm going to be able to use the compost that has the soybeans in it, because as I thought more about it, it's like, they spray the fields around here to dry up soybeans, and they don't know that I'm comfortable with throwing that into the garden for next spring. So probably we'll have a wasted compost pile. Because it's separated out, the little soybeans at the bottom, I might be able to salvage what's on top. Just throw it in a new compost bin. But I will keep you updated on whether I do that or not. So that's chicken cleaning.
that's the extent of the compost. And my hands are cold.
This is Shannon's video about taking care of chickens.
Okay.
Action!
Walking up the chickens. It's a nice full moon out tonight. Anyway, you're gonna have to really edit this, right? Anyway, so the chickens don't love their little area over here. They only part of them go inside here. So at night, I have a lovely routine of having to take all of these chickens right there and putting them in the bed because they decided they don't like each other and they roost up there. And so I have to transport them up there. And then the baby chickens decide that they want to be as here, or it's, I don't know why they did this here, but they also have to go into bed. But can't turn the barn light on because they always get too active. So just trace person in there, like little chaos monkeys. Okay. Personally, I think they actually just like being afraid for the question at light. But this is a bad time process for the chickens. And then goose tongues. Yeah, we've been made.
Hi, you good. Oh, it's hot.
One of the major reasons why we lash them up in this chick shot and don't let them raise outside of the barn, in the barn, is because of predators. The barn is not predator proof. If they would like very much if it was. Dropping him. Alright. Usually, the top of the thing. Goats. So, you getting your pump? Oh, good piece of meat. Oh, there you go. Beep, beep.
That's nice.
And Brock, I think personally just likes that. He never gets a fight and likes his brother stuff. Bedtime snuggles for Brock. There you go. Hurry, baby. Talk. Come out and Sherry. Happen in her spot. Can you see her? Sherry?
Not really.
First time ever. Has managed to fly up. She never made it before. Way right there.
Five.
Get the flashlight. There you go. Off with me, baby girl. Go up there. Finally close to your friends. Come here. Here on the sides. We picked a very just about the flow. You're okay. You're okay. It's like lighting your eyeballs and turn. Your babies up. They were chickens. I'm gonna stick you in there so you don't get stopped up by the red team. Alright. There we go. Don't you know? We'll run away. And then I'll see you flop. I'm here. Well, they too. You're oxygen. You're right. Let's stop. Where are we going? And that's it. But